सो आजकोमा हाम्रो थुप्रै हाम्रो साथीहरू हुनुहुन्छ. सो आई वुड लाइक टु इन्भाइट फर्स्ट अफ अल युक्ता बज्राचार्य. युक्ता एकदमै स्ट्रङ पोएट, स्ल्याम पोएट्रीमा युक्ता has been one of the leader. I'm so proud to have her here and welcome Yukta.
Thank you, Ashmina Di. I represent a group of spoken word poets from Kathmandu and in different parts of Nepal, and we call ourselves the Word Warriors. हामीले चाहिँ स्पोकन वर्ड पोइट्रीको मार्फतबाट कसरी सेफ स्पेसेस क्रिएट गर्न सक्छौँ, कसरी भोइसेसहरूलाई अगाडि ल्याउन सक्छौँ भनेर we're trying constantly exploring that. अनि आज मैले गर्न लागेको दुईटा पोम्स छ यहाँ. एउटा चाहिँ इट्स अ मोर practiced piece, and अर्को चाहिँ it's a work in progress. So I'll be reading one out and I'll be performing one. So the first piece is, I think for me speaking out has always been a gradual process. And the first piece is about this alert this alertness that has taken place in my body because of harassment, like the harassment that I've faced on the streets, and it's called On Kathmandu Streets. All I want to be on Kathmandu streets is invisible. You see, the man who walked down the street like he owned it, and then slid my hands across my thighs like he owned me, looked just like you. If I didn't know you, you would be just like him. A face with a tongue, a pair of hands, and a pair of feet that can, any moment now, come hissing and grabbing at me. I have to think twice before I step outside of my house. Is the purple brass trap that's slightly showing going to be a trap I cast for myself? Is the umbrella I'm carrying to attention seeking? Will they think my looking in their eye is an invitation? On Kathmandu streets, every man I do not know is a potential harasser until proven otherwise. Because the man who zipped down his pants and asked me if I wanted to suck his dick, or the man who pinched my tits, or the other man who blew me an air kiss, or the other man who called me names, all of them, I swear, look just like you. A face with a tongue, a pair of hands, and a pair of feet. But of course you'd like to argue you're different. You're not one of them. Sadly, I've seen too many men who are the reason why I cannot take the shorter, more quieter route back home, or wear my favorite pair of skirts, or walk in a pair of heels, or walk home back alone at night, or walk to the bus stop alone in the morning, because on Kathmandu's streets, every man I do not know is a potential harasser until proven otherwise. And all I actually want to be on Kathmandu streets is just me. All I want to be is free. All I want to be is invincible. Thank you. The next poem is a work in process, and it's it might be triggering for some, so just putting it out there. It's in two parts. I plan to write like many parts, but I've just gotten to two, and the first one has a title. It's called Naka Mojupi, which in Newari means those who cannot be named. Naka Mojupi. They live amongst us. We have seen their shed skins lying on the moss-covered terrace parapet inside cavities on brick walls, where spiders must have also strangled their prey with webs of which now only dangling threads remain in the damp corners of the dark grounds of our homes where no one really dwells. They keep to themselves, they keep them secretive, and mostly remain in hiding. While reminding me to inspect my bed before I sleep, grandfather says, we must never mention the Nakamajupi, the ones who must not be named. For what if, when we call them out, conjure them from our memory, they slither in from the cracks of our strongest concrete and poison our peace? If we ever talk about them, what they have done, what they could do, we do not call them by their name. The second one. If I ever talk about you, I do not call out your name, or the other name you were called by everyone else in my life who knew you, who also don't name you. They choose not to remember. I don't think I will ever forget. You have taught me well how to keep quiet. Shh, don't make a sound. Don't tell anyone. Don't ever tell anyone. And like the obedient girl, I have swallowed your name, push it down with the saliva that forms inside my mouth, back into the pit of the gut where you stay. Shh. Spitting is not allowed on the kitchen floor, or the shared bedroom of my house that grandfather refers to as the living room, and definitely not in front of my mother or auntie or the people who might have some sort of an answer for me. In places where I can talk about my past, I spit out only your memory. Throw it suddenly one afternoon at my best friend who's folding her clothes and packing them into her closet, who's also caught in a bag and now does not know what to do with the pile of clothes in her arms. I recall it in first drafts of poems I only ever perform once. I bring a photograph of you and me, show it to my friends. This is the man who molested me. I point at your face. I do not know if my friends notice the eyes of a little girl who doesn't look at the camera, but looks like she is about to cry. I tear the photograph into pieces and dump it in the bin, but the man and his memories are stacked intact in my mind, like old negatives. Shh. I've been taught to always excuse myself when I spit in public, and in the uneasy times when I must, when the fan threatens to block my breath, I find a gutter where I can spit, and I don't say Binapi, for I never have been sorry. And even if people might say I was your obedient accomplice, I knew all the time, all along, that it was never, never my fault. Thank you.